What's up, guys? Welcome to Among the Fence. My name is Aaron, and if it's your first time seeing one of my videos, I'd like to welcome you to my channel where I do music reviews and just chill and talk about all the things that we love or hate. And for today's review, we're going to be checking out the new album Fear and Dagger by the band Paleface. For those of you who don't know who they are a hardcore beatdown kind of band from Switzerland. They started in around 2017, and this is their second studio album, and this was actually my first time ever hearing the band. So it was a lot of fun going back and hearing all their old stuff, just seeing how they've evolved over the past couple years into this album. The album starts out with the song 666. It is a super uncomfortable recording of somebody having a psychotic episode. I don't personally like it all that much, and I feel like there should be a trigger warning on it or something, but it definitely sets the mood and the theme and tone for the entire album. Then we have the song Pain, which comes in very heavy and aggressive, with tons of blast beats and intense vocals. Once the groove comes out in this song, though, it really does come alive. It's kind of funny to me that the band got like an intro from themselves like halfway through the song, and like it's a live recording or something. And then we have the song Suppressing Times. The main riff is super dynamic and it's so good, but then it becomes a little bit more lyrical and vocal focused, with both of them just being unrelenting in their delivery and their ferocity. The drum work really shines throughout this song, with just well-placed blast beats, and the outro is just absolutely insane. The musicianship in this song is incredible. Make a Deal with the Devil is lyrically aggressive, as if the other songs on this album aren't. The rhythm and the cadence is awesome. It gets super stompy and it never lets up, never really gives you any breathing room at all. It does feel kind of long because of this, and the transitions between each part make it feel like you're actually listening to multiple songs. In fact, by the time you get to the breakdown, you feel like you're kind of on the third song. And then the next song is Death Touch. It starts out by saying I hate you all. Again, a very lyrically aggressive song. The drum work is fantastic, and I feel like it really carries it along. The verses have this quick vocal delivery, and that also drives the song along once the drums kind of back off just a little bit. The breakdown isn't as heavy as I thought it would be, but it just keeps growing and growing, becoming more and more until the end of the song. This album also has two features on it. The first one is on the song Dead Man's Diary. It features Landmarks. It starts out with a melodic death metal kind of intro, but then it gets pretty thrashy really quick. The drums and the guitar play off of each other with an occasional squeal thrown in there. The Landmarks feature on this song fits so well. The vocals add a whole nother dynamic to it, and the scream before the breakdown is pushed so hard, and then the quick vocals just sound so good. The second feature is on the song Chaos Theory. It features Traitors. It has a little bit more of a dynamic riff to it, and it's super stompy. It feels a little bit more hardcore, especially with the blast beats. The intro for the Traitors vocalist was just absolutely insane, and then so are the vocals. They're so low and powerful. And the song that splits these two songs up is called God Looks the Other Way. It starts out with a fat riff and a scream in the intro. It's probably one of my favorite riffs in the verses of this song. The vocals weren't really there for me, though, with all the heavy breathing, like the breaks signaling that it was going to come back in. The guitar solo was a nice touch to it, but this was probably like one of my least favorite songs on the album. The song The Orphan also has some heavy breathing on it. It's kind of awkward, but it's also understandable just with how quick the vocals are being delivered. The breakdown around the 2-minute mark or so was extremely groovy. It sounds so good. But then the heavy breathing and the coughing in the bridge section, it just wasn't really great. I don't know. It's just a bit much. But I did enjoy the song Nail to the Tooth. It comes in kind of like a breakdown. The slower pace music fits really well with the really choppy barked style vocals. The fast-paced vocals are also very, very impressive. Again, I don't know how he's able to keep his breath going. Maybe that's why he's gasping for air a lot throughout this album. And it just keeps on going, and it makes for a very sick build-up going into the breakdown and the final chorus of the song. One of my favorite songs on the album is My Grave Lay With Me. It's got this isolated rap-style vocals with kind of like theatrical music playing in the background that turns into a very sick beat, and it's super unexpected. And the vocals keep building and building in aggression. The music shifts into a more like melodic kind of jam mixed with clean style vocals, and it sounds phenomenal. It's so good. There's so much to this song, and they managed to just fix it all up together in a really neat package. It all works so well. The transitions are so smooth, and there's just so much emotion coming out of this song. Then we have the next song, Hellhole, which goes back into a more hardcore, aggressive kind of tone. It's got super quick riff, and the drums really make this song stand out to me. It's got like a thrashy power metal kind of vibe to it until the breakdown hits. Then it just goes just straight up hardcore and becomes a little bit more dynamic. And then next we have the song No Room Left in Hell. I thought it was interesting that we have the song Hellhole, and the next one directly after is No Room Left in Hell. I don't know why. It's just kind of funny to me. The riff is groovy, and it's followed by a guitar solo, which was very unexpected. The intense drums and the vocals and the chorus has like this chanty thing from it from the whole band, which was a nice touch. It's a song that stood out to me a lot just because it was so different from all the other songs with the guitar solo and a little bit more vocal presence from the rest of the band. And then we have the song Bite the Curb, which is also another one of my least favorite, I don't know if you really want to call this a song, but it's one of my least favorite cuts on the album. It's got like this awkward yelling. It's very aggressive, and that's about it. I don't really feel like it brings anything new or anything really, I don't know, anything to the album. And my absolute favorite song on this album is the title track song, Fear and Dagger. It has a fantastic riff in the verse. It gets accompanied by some vocals that adds a little bit more intensity to just the whole vibe of the song. The vocals become a little choppy and barked again, then like everything slows down once we get to the chorus, and it all comes together, and it just sounds so perfect. And the guitar solo is also probably the best solo that's on this album as well. The heavy breathing and like kind of crazy laughter and gasping comes back again, but it sort of works a little bit more in this song, and it doesn't feel like it's all that's going on in the song like it's been in the past songs that come before it, like the song The Orphan. The outro, again, is probably the best part of this album. Everything about this song is probably the best thing in this album, and that's not saying all the other songs are bad. This song is just that freaking good. And then we have the closing track, Judgment Day. I feel like this album would have been so much better without this track on it. It's got like this squealing Lamb of God kind of pinched harmonic intro thing. The vocal performance is kind of weird. It's mainly just because we've been listening to an hour of this music so far that doesn't have a whole lot of different dynamics going on within it. And it's kind of like the same kind of thing we've been listening to. And now we're closing the album with a 7-minute long song that just kind of loops it all back around again. And it makes it feel like this album is actually incomplete now, especially after hearing something like the title track, Fear and Dagger, which was just so perfect. I feel like that would have been a way, way better closing track over Judgment Day. And that's probably the only reason why I don't like this song. Any song that would have came after Fear and Dagger just would not have been right. I did enjoy this album quite a bit. It's extremely hardcore. It's very violent. It's very aggressive. It's very much in your face. The riffs are all top tier, as is the drum work, as is the vocals. While I'm not a huge fan of like the heavy breathing and the gasping, it comes off very like theatrical and silly. It does fit the demented kind of crazy theme that this album is supposed to be. And I can't emphasize that enough. Just how uncomfortable and on edge this album makes you feel, especially starting out with the cut like 666, where it's somebody having like this kind of crazy panic attack thing and they're freaking out. It really does set the tone for how this whole album is going to make you feel. And I've listened to hardcore stuff before, things like this, but it just, this is a little bit different. This is just a whole nother level of just making you feel uncomfortable and really bringing you into the theme of the album. And the only thing I don't like about this album is that it is so long. It is 66-minute long album that has 16 songs to it. And the vocals, after that amount of time, I mean, I get it, it's hardcore, it's beat down, but after that amount of time, the vocals become just overused. All the riffs, while they're great, they all kind of become a blur. All the songs kind of blend in together. You don't really know which song you're on, especially when some of them are like 6, almost 7 minutes long. The guitar tone all becomes kind of the same. And it's just the fact that everything actually becomes kind of the same. The drum, like the tone of stuff doesn't really change. The vocals don't really change. Sure, the features help, but it's only on 2 songs that take up maybe about a total of 8 minutes out of 66. They actually have 2 albums here, and I feel like that would have been better to do the split it up like that. And this album also doesn't really seem like it heads in one direction. It seems like it's just kind of scattered a little bit, which I guess it does help it make it seem a little bit more uncomfortable while you're listening to it. But like I said, like they had a closing track and they threw another track at the end of it. I feel like there wasn't a whole lot of thought into track placement and how they were going to do certain things. Maybe there was, maybe I'm missing it. I don't know. But to me, being a first time listener of this band, it just doesn't really seem like they had a clear path of where they were trying to go with these tracks. So with all that said, I got to give Fear and Dagger by the band Paleface a 7.1 out of 10. I want to know what you guys think. Like I said, this is my first time listening to this band. I did go back and listen to some of their other stuff. Their album that came out before this one was like 34 minutes or something like that, which makes a whole lot more sense to me. So yeah, leave a comment below letting me know what you thought. Let me know what your favorite song is and what you would rate this album. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to give it a like. Leave a comment below also letting me know what I should review next. If you want to help support me and my channel, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon. Doing any of that stuff helps me out tremendously. And I appreciate it more than you guys could ever imagine. Even if you hate my review and you give me a thumbs down and you tell me how much I suck, thank you so much for taking time out of your day just to listen to me talk, even if you disagree with me. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, whenever you happen to be watching this. And I will talk to you guys next time.
I was